Okay, so this video is going to be for the stairs for our framing of the house assignment. So the first thing you're going to do is taking out these stud beams here to give us a little bit better view. You're not required to take these out yourself. This is just to make things a little easier to see. So if we go into your staircase area here, your landing, which is this, is going to be 2 feet, 2 feet from the outside in, and it should be 3 feet 1 inch wide. And after that is going to be the area that you're going to cut out. Okay. Now this should be you should be able to cut this out in terms. Yeah, it should be like a rectangle. So you should just be able to right-click, erase, and you should get this opening. Certain parts of this I've already got done, so it's not going to be an issue as far as me showing you. I'm just going to kind of inform you. So in yours, you're still going to have these beams going through, and you're going to be able to see these beams. And you more than likely made the floor system copy your component, and you're going to have to erase these 2 beams just a little bit shy of flush with the cutout wall here. Okay. Now, if it's a component and you just start cutting these up, everything else is going to get cut up. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to right-click on each component. You're going to have to make it unique, and then you're going to edit that component. Okay. So what you're going to do first is I'm going to draw a rectangle down from this edge, and it's going to come down. Should come down 9.5, which it does. And you're just going to join this to the other the joists that you did not erase, and you're going to make this thing 1/2 inch thick. And from there, you should have something that looks like this. So these joists will butt up against there. You can do that however you see fit. What I did was, when I did mine, prior to erasing this portion of the joist, I did make this board, and then I just used my rectangle option, and I started rectangle here to here. So it created a rectangle. You really can't see it, but it's there. But what that allows you to do is it allows you to right-click over here on the remainder of this joist and just go erase. So it'll erase all this after that rectangle. Okay, so you should end up with something like this. And it appears when I was doing some of my erasing, I have erased part of one of my joists here. Let's see if we can get that fixed up. Okay. Now, once you make any of these joists, you're going to have to kind of erase stuff that's going to close stuff up on you. So here's the measurement for these joists. It should be about that. If it's off just by a little bit, don't worry. The main thing is that it's flush here. So if you've got your main beam, that's the main support beam of the house. Yours is off by like a few inches. Don't really worry about that too much. Variation's not a big deal. But what you are going to have to do is this area right here and this area right here represents the edge of your cutout. So you're going to have to create a joist here and a joist here to support that portion of the floor, and also to support this wall up here. Okay, so that's what you're going to have to do. So at this point you should be here. Now this is the area that a lot of people have been asking questions about. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at, probably the best way to do this would be create a series of rectangles to the landing and from the landing. So I'm going to try and do that and clear up any misconceptions about how things are done. So it tells me in this supplemental picture that I added to Etsy that it's 5 foot 10.5 inches distances from the floor to the stair landing. So what I'm going to do is, okay, floor starts right there. So I'm going to go here, straight down. I'm going to go 5 foot 10.5 inches, and let's see what we've got. Okay. It's probably obvious at this point that to do this, you need to turn off at least the basement walls. In the event that you have not divided things up by layers, this is probably a good time to edit that and put things into layers. If you're not sure how, there is a video that will help you do that. It's posted on the Esme page. So now this line here for the triangle is going to be 4 foot 11 inches to the landing. Okay, so let's go 4 foot 11 inches. Okay, there we go. And if we're going to make our triangle, we're going to have to join that. Okay. So let's join that. Make sure you're joining it to the right spot. If not, you're going to have some issues with your the other measurements. So let's just double check this. We're good there. And we're good there. Okay, so we're to spec. Okay, let's now, we're going to make our landing. So let's thumb through some of these specifications. And basement stairs, we're going to open up our PDF. So I had that supplementary drawing there before. Okay, so it outlines the stuff you need to know. So I'm going to skip down to here, and it says our landing is 3 foot 1 inch by 3 foot 1 inch. Okay, let's do that. So let's see. Let's go 3 foot 1 inch. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Don't really need that. And let's make another line. 3 foot 1 inch. Okay. Now we can use a rectangle. We've got a start and a stop. Okay. Okay. Ooh, what do we have here? Okay, so it's 3 foot 1 inch. Yep. Okay. Graphical issue there. Okay, I'm just going to that. So this should be filled in on yours. Not quite sure why it's not filled in on mine. Oh, there we go. And might be attributed to the spectacular performance of our computers. My apologies. Okay. We'll erase that line. And hopefully, and it does not disappear. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we've got our basic geometry for that portion of the stairs done. So let's go switch back here. And our overall rise and our overall run. This is the rise, and as you can probably guess, this is the run. So this particular one here is going to go 5 foot by 5 foot 1.5. Okay. So let's do this once again. There's 5 feet. And 5 foot 1.5 inches. Okay. There we go. And because I've got a hidden layer. My apologies. I've got some hidden stuff there that should not be there. Okay, so don't mind that. Okay, so this is our basic. This is the basic geometry of our. Okay, so it's not going to fill in because I've got stuff hidden there. That's going to allow me to show you guys how to do this. Okay, so this is the basic geometry of our stuff. Now from here, we're going to do the framing or we're going to outline the stairs. So let's just go up here and let's do the first step first. So it tells me it's got a rise of 7 1/16 of an inch, and that's 6 inch 9/16. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's go. 7 1/16 of an inch. Okay. And 6 9/16 of an inch. Okay. Okay, just double check, make sure, yeah, we're good to go. Okay. Okay, now one thing I suggest you do is, because you put in repetitive measurements, is partway up, do a double check. Because I know I've been guilty in the past. Oops, 7 inches. There we go. What is that? There we go. See, that one's not correct. That just saves you the time of having to go back too far. And one thing you might want to do too is give this a bit of a turn, because once in a blue moon you can get off the surface and then you've got some issues with that. So we're just going to keep going up. periodical check just to make sure that you haven't keyed in the wrong one, as well as once in a while the computer likes to default to previous measurements. So your last step might be off just a bit. So this one here usually, this one's 7 1/16, so that's right. And from here to here is 6.5. So that's pretty close. Mathematically, you could work it out to be even all the way. And usually that's the intention, but sometimes the geometry of the shape makes that a little difficult, or you end up with some crazy huge fractions. So if your last step is off by an inch or less, you're good to go. Now from there, you're just going to erase this line that you've created when you're doing your triangle. Okay. Like so. If you want, you can get rid of this before you get too far into the stairs. Definitely, that's an option. And we'll just pull this over, and it gives us a limit, 3. Okay, now that's the steps right there. And like I said, if your last step fits within an inch, you're good to go. That's not going to be an issue. And there's our steps right there. In the drawing, I had this part erased, so if you want, you can erase it as well. Now, some people have asked about support and whatnot here. Technically, you would have some support, but for the purpose of the drawing, what we're trying to achieve here is basically just understanding the steps, the rise and the run, and placement. And you're going to basically do the same thing over here, and that's going to allow you to make your steps, pull them over, and then create the appropriate framing underneath the landing. So I hope that was helpful. If you still have further questions, absolutely, let me know.